Hey guys, it's Joanne Moore here, and I am with Christine Unterthinner, and we are so excited because we are talking today about our upcoming workshop, Clear and Create, and Christine's going to give you a recap on what's going to happen, and then we're going to give a lot more details and some more information and a process actually you can do later on in the video, so stay tuned.
So basically it's a 3-part day. It starts at 10, ends at 5. It may end sooner depending on how fast you guys get through stuff. The cost is $189. It's on March 23rd, which is a Saturday, and it'll be most likely in North Van. We're still waiting to hear back from the venue. And what we want you to get out of it is that you walk away empowered by what you create and you reconnect to your dream and your goals, whether those are the long-term goals you have or just something you've set that's a short-term goal for yourself. That is what we want you to walk away with. Action towards your goal. So that's kind of a summary. We wanted to jump on here. We were going to do an Instagram live, but I think everyone's Instagram and Facebook is off right now, so we weren't able to do that. But we wanted to do a quick recap right at the front. So for those of you who don't have a lot of time, you can tune out now. And then now we're going to jump into talking a little bit more about how the day is going to go. And we're actually going to share an exercise with you as well. So Joanne, was there anything else that I'd forgotten?
No, I think that's perfect. We told them the price, the place, where we are, and it's in Canadian, and it's going to be in North Van. So it's a great value for, like, an amazing value for the day.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Christine, I wanted to ask you, because Christine is going to lead much of the workshop. She has this amazing process that she does that she's going to share in a few minutes. But I just wanted to talk about, like, as we've been thinking about this whole workshop, every time I think of goals, and I've been going over my goals that I wrote down in January, and I get this sense of like, oh crap, you know? So what is it about goals? Like, what are that we don't? Can you talk a little bit more about why we don't accomplish them, or what gets in the way?
Well,
and how can we find out about that?
Well, sometimes we think we know it's in the way, and sometimes it's a pattern, and sometimes it's just, life gets in the way, and we have this habit of shoving things to the side. It's easy. We focus on now. And a lot of the time, I hate to say it, but we put ourselves second or third or fourth, or, So what the first exercise will do, that's the purpose of the clearing part, is we're going to do collage work, and it's this brilliant way to access that thing that might, because we have blind spots that we can't see, like, why is this pattern happening? What's my block? I think I know my block. I'm going to work really hard to overcome the block. But sometimes it's just a matter of, oh, I can see the block, and then I can let it go. And it's almost like I feel it in my body right now. It's like I just visibly relax when I know I can just see it, and then it's almost like, I don't want to say magic, but it's kind of magical. So I'm going to just say what the exercise is comprised of. So for those people who can't, like, be part of the day, at least you can try this at home. Awesome. And then we welcome you to, like, email a picture of it to us, and, or share it on either of our Facebook pages or in the group. Or we don't have a group yet, but okay.
Share it on our business page and Facebook, and we'll give you some feedback for sure.
Yeah. So basically what you do is you sit with some magazines, whatever you have around. Ideally, you have like a National Geographic, a fashion, and like whatever, travel and that kind of thing. So you have a variety. And then you think about your goal, and then whatever comes up in the space, like if it's sadness or frustration or anger or like that kind of thing, then close your eyes and give it a color, give it an emotion, give it a feeling, that kind of thing, give it an expression. And then you open your magazine and you start flipping through, and the key here is to not overthink it, because a lot of the time we'll stop, we'll read the story. Oh, that's a pretty skirt, or I love those shoes, or look at that car. If you can do your best to not get sidetracked and just focus on those feelings and the color and the emotion and whatever there is else for you to think about with regard to the goal and the block that might be coming up, then just rip images out. Don't stop to cut the little thing out. Just rip the whole page, rip the whole page. Don't overthink it. Give yourself a time limit of like 20 minutes, because then you really don't have
Then
time.
you just keep moving.
Yeah, and then get a piece of construction paper, an old file folder, a piece of cardboard, whatever you have, or even just glue together 2 pages of the magazine that you don't want to use and use that as your background. And then you start looking at all the images and kind of cutting out the ones that really pop for you. And sometimes you'll rip something that you're not sure, why am I ripping this? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter. Cut all those things out, assemble it on your board or construction paper, whatever you've got, and then glue them down. And then step away from it for a bit, and then come back and have a look and see what you see. Sometimes you'll be like, oh, because the first time I did this, I remember it was about my business, and I wish I had it handy. I'll actually look for it, and I'll see if I can find it, and I'll post it later. It was about my business, and I was feeling like, I didn't know, but my business wasn't moving forward. So I do this whole collage, and then you look at it, and it's all dark. It's like black images, and it's like these spiky things, and there's a little tiny bit of color at the top, and a little dog looking up. And the woman that was facilitating, she's like, it seems like you're in a well, and you're stuck, and you feel like there's no way out, but over here, there's a little tiny glimmer of hope that you just have. And I was like, that's amazing, because I felt hopeless. Like even that glimmer was just like, it just seemed impossible. But as soon as I saw that, it was like, oh, I've been doing that to myself. So it's just like, it gave me a little bit of space to create the next thing that I wanted to do. And then if those feelings, or that kind of like feeling stuck, came up again, the beauty is that you've already looked at it. So you get to, for me anyway, I went, oh, I'm doing that thing again. So you start recognizing.
You kind of step away from it. It's not you anymore. Yeah. It's the story that you've told.
Exactly.
It's not personal anymore.
Yeah. So there's this power in images. Like, we don't realize it. I think that's why this exercise works so well. There's a tactileness. So for creatives, it's especially great, or anybody that likes working with their hands. But in addition, we're visual people, right? And a lot of the time, what's in the background that we can't see, once it's on that page, it's like, it's almost not everyone will experience it the same way. That's just how I experience it.
And that's the beauty of it, is that it's going to fit for exactly what each person needs. It's going to, I love that when you were talking, I could feel almost like, okay, this is giving a voice for our subconscious to speak to us, because our subconscious deals in pictures.
Yeah.
Our mind deals in pictures. That's how our brain knows what to do. Right. It's by the visuals that we give it. And so now it's like we're speaking its language and giving it a voice.
That's so perfect, Joanne.
Yeah, like that's all that, as you were talking, I was just like, oh my God, it's like, it's like giving a way of communicating to our subconscious, so that then it can show you when we can turn the light on.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there it is. Yes, you've been hiding for so long, and now it's here.
Can you recreate that turning the light on? Because we talked about that on the Instagram Live. And unfortunately, it was our first one, and I didn't save it in time, so I have no access to that anymore.
Yeah. So for me, what comes up is that, and I love the metaphor that when we're little, or even now, if you wake up in the middle of the night, or you're trying to get to sleep, and it's like the monster in the room. There's like the shadow, and you're not quite sure. The minute we get up and turn on the light, we realize that it's the hamper, or our clothes hanging on a chair. Or for me, actually, recently, I woke up in the middle of the night, and upstairs in our house, there's a deck, and the gate blows in the wind if it's not closed properly. And I kept hearing this like thump, thump, thump. And I thought, what the hell? And I was like, my heart beat fast, and I was scared. And it wasn't till I got up, literally, shone a light outside, and I realized what it was. I turned on the light, and it's no longer scary. And the minute we turn on the light and realize what it really is, it takes away all of its power and all of the fear.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what this exercise is about, is turning on the light to our blocks, so that then they don't have the power and the grip on us anymore to keep us in fear or to keep us stuck. It's like I said, it's no longer you. So the minute you can turn the light on and see it for what it really is, it takes away all of its power.
Yeah.
And then you have your power back.
Yeah. And then you have the space to create something in there, right?
Well, that's the thing. Because so when we do the morning exercise, like Christine just went through, then it's fabulous, because now you can kind of like, you can have a sense of humor about it. Because when we don't accomplish our goals, we take it personally and we lose our sense of humor. All of a sudden it's significant, right?
Yeah.
So when you get your one-on-one with me during the course, we're going to zone in on like, I want to say like just arrow in on what it is that came up for you and take it one step further, because there are always layers. We're human, so there are like many layers. So it could be that you turn the light on. Now let's disassemble the chair and the clothes and the hockey bag, or whatever it is that even made the shadow in the first place.
Right.
We don't have to know the when and where it happened. That may come up for some people, but it's really about being empowered and then getting some inspired action steps about what's next. Yeah. So it could be inspired action steps that come up in a conversation with me. It could be taking it deeper into what was creating the shadow in the first place. It could be, and I feel like this is going to happen for some people, is like, okay, so now that you've uncovered the shadow, what is it that really wants to come out? Like what's just like itching to get expressed, and what's your superpower? What is your contribution? And really around in the afternoon, creating the new goals or creating a new version of the goal that you have now that you've brought the light to it. What is really the why behind it, and getting in touch with it. This is a goal or a dream that you really want to pursue.
Yeah.
So I know that with me, the truth comes up.
It really does.
When you have a conversation with me, when I'm, in line, whatever's true will come up. Yeah. And it's always fabulous. That's the thing. It's not scary. It is fabulous.
And I can attest to that, and that's why we're doing it with others, because we want it to not be a scary thing. And then we find that, like, I get one-on-one is powerful. And there's something about that group energy. It's like, I remember when I used to do this network spinal analysis, there's this word called entrainment. And it's like, as the vibration in the room, and it may sound woo-woo to some people, but there's this energy that happens, and there's a safe space that gets created, and people can share. And then for those who may do their collage and go, I don't see anything, that's why we're here, to like look and see what we see, and then we can let you know, like, oh, this is what we see. How does that resonate with you? And then that's why Joanne's there too, is like, because then you have the one-on-one, and for those that are maybe a little bit shy, they can open up during that time. So it's, and then at the end, when you walk out with that vision board, like I always look up, and when I'm doing this call or the calls on Zoom, because it's right above my desk, and I've shared that particular one on my Facebook business page, and it still inspires me, and I'm just so excited because some of those things are already like happening, and some of them are still calling me forward. And I think that's what we want. We want people to be inspired and call forward into action, that whatever their thing is that's pulling for them to call,
Yeah. In the afternoon, I really want people to get some momentum, because we know that an object at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion. So we want to get that inspired action, not just action for action, but inspired action steps, so that people can leave at the end of the week, or at the end of the day, with some real like tools and skills and how to be and how to do, to carry it forward.
I'm so excited. This leads me to another idea. Like, it's great that we can do these in person with the local community. And I'd like to maybe see if we can offer this online somehow, and maybe
Yeah, I had that thought last night
people
too.
to give us some input on how that would be for them, if they would participate, what that would be like for them. I mean, it is a commitment to do it on Zoom for a whole day, but I've done other courses that are 3 days, and it works really well. We have people from all over the world, and you know, there has to be a facilitator who moderates, and people put their hand up
Yeah,
and
it's
say,
doable for sure. I've done courses on Zoom as well. So if you're interested in a Zoom experience of this workshop, we are definitely interested in doing it. And so we would like to, this is the first time Christine and I have worked together as collaborators in a venture. And so we're like so excited about doing this. We really believe in the workshop and the transformation it can have and is having.
yeah.
And so there are a few different ways to experience this workshop. One is the workshop that we're doing in March, is in person in Vancouver. You can also contact us if you would like to host this workshop. So if you have a yoga studio or a business or any kind of, or if you have a book club or a group of women that you, or friends that you want to do this with, by all means contact us, because we will definitely, if you're the host, we can work it out with you to how many people and all that kind of stuff, location and everything. And as Christine just mentioned, that both of us had the inspiration that this should be an online one as well, live online, but to be able to do it through Zoom so that people from all across the world can participate and do this together. Because what I have known over the last few years doing workshops, and I've done all my workshops by Zoom, well, 90% of my workshops are by Zoom, is that community creates exponential growth and transformation. There is nothing like it when you do live with a group.
Yeah.
The energy created is different. The vibration is fantastic. And what comes up when people share is your life in their sharing. And there's this feeling of connectedness and community, and that you're not alone, and that there is it just works. It's just the way it is. So if you're interested in any form of this workshop, please let us know in the comments below or contact us directly, because we are very eager to get this underway, because we are going to be doing this workshop for a long time. I can tell.
Yeah. And I just want to say, for those who aren't as aware of what Zoom might be, Zoom is like, it's similar to, it's like an online meeting room. So it's like Skype, but you can have 15, 20, 30 people, which we don't want to do for this course, because we feel the intimacy of maximum 10 people works.
Yeah.
And then also, I think, Joanne, you're saying live as opposed to recording it and delivering it that way.
Yes, we would do it so that everybody would meet at the same time. And
and I know that most people know that, but there may be the
very
audience that doesn't. So I just wanted to throw that out there as well.
It's a very easy platform, because if I can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's great about Zoom is it really is it's you can put it on your phone. So if you're able to attend.
It's very user friendly. And that's actually what we're recording today's session with, is Zoom. So So that kind of wraps us up for today. And if you guys have any questions, let us know. We're going to continue to post in both of our Instagram and our Facebook pages about it. Yeah. You can see our prompts. We've been asking questions this week about like, what's it costing you to turn your back on your dreams, right? We're human. We go away from pain and towards pleasure. So let's get away from pain. What is this costing you not to move forward with your dreams?
Yeah. Oh.
So I know, ever since we started talking about this workshop, let me tell you, it's in my face. So it's great. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I know. That's the beauty of any time, like leading a workshop. It also has us look at our own, like, are we working on our goals? It's not just like, we'll be doing it with you. So, I think, and we are already doing it.
And it works from the minute you sign up. The minute you commit to the workshop, the transformation begins then, not the day of the event, but the minute you make a commitment. So the sooner you sign up, the more transformation you are going to get.
Yeah. And you can sign up through Joanne's page?
Yes, on my page I have a link to it, as well as just message us and we'll send you the information and the link to sign up for the workshop.
Because it's on my site as well, but it all goes through and funnels through you. So okay, I think that's all I've got to say for now.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we will.
sorry, one more thing. I just wanted to say, because we couldn't do Instagram Live today, but we love it. So we're going to do it again, but we're not sure when, but we'll let you know.
We'll let you know. Keep posted in our pages.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Bye. Thank you
Mwah.
for listening. Mwah.